Okay, so on this episode of Help My Landscaping, we're going to talk about a different type of sprinkler, which is called a rotor head or oscillating sprinkler heads. So these ones shoot out a single stream and rotate back and forth. And we'll take a look at a few of them. We'll see how to adjust them. We'll see some common problems with them. And so you'll be familiar with these rotor heads. So this is a rotor head. This one happens to be a Rainbird brand. The model is at 5,000, so it's a little bit larger rotor head. It shoots out a single stream and it rotates back and forth. You can see that this part here does not rotate, but the top does. Here's the separation area. So there's gears on the side that under water pressure turn the head. These will rotate from about 15 degrees, which is something about like that, up to 359 degrees, so almost a full circle, or you can buy ones that say full circle across it, and those are actually 360 degrees and are not adjustable. So these are great for larger areas, for high wind areas. They don't put out as much as the spray heads, but they cover larger areas. So this is a Rainbird 5000 rotor head. This right here is usually where the grade is, or the level of the ground. I mean, it's buried somewhere right in here. So this part is usually all that you see. You can see the nozzle spraying out here has a stronger flow at the top to reach further, and then lighter as it gets down to cover the area close to the head. So this is the body here of the rotor, or the cup. This is what's usually buried. So this is the view from the top, 5,000. It's a Rainbird 5000. Here is where the set screw is to set the nozzle in there. This keyhole is what you insert this screwdriver into, turn it to lift it up out of the ground. And then right here, you can see it's got the plus on the left and the minus on the right. And so now we're going to adjust this, and I'll show you how to do that. So we've got the screw in there. You can feel that it's dropped down into the slot there. And you can see here on the plus and the minus side. Now, different brands do different things, but Rainbirds are fixed on the left side. So where this stops right here, that doesn't adjust. It's the right-hand side that will adjust. So if we want to make it go further to the right, we turn this towards the plus. You can see the arrow here as well, towards the plus. By turning this towards the plus, you can see that this now will go quite a bit further than it used to. Now, we don't need it to go that far, so we're going to turn it back. And to do that, we turn it to the minus side here, which will be counterclockwise. So what that does is that it reduces how far to the right it sprays. See, so now it's only spraying about 20 degrees. So now that we've adjusted it to the right where we want it, what if we want it to go further to the left? Well, you cannot just take this and twist it, or this and twist it. But down here, the body of the sprinkler, this is where you would do it. So you can either dig it up and rotate it, or a pair of channel locks by gripping towards the top here. When you do that, you can twist to the left or turn it back to the right. Now, don't do it too much because you don't want to loosen it up and it cause leaking. But you can turn it to the left just a little bit to get it lined up where you want it to go. So the important thing is to look at the instructions from the manufacturer. So if it's a Rainbird or Hunter or Orbit or any brand, they each adjust differently. So Rainbird are fixed on the left and they adjust on the right. Hunter are the opposite. They are fixed on the right, adjust on the left. So just to make sure you're doing it right, look at what the manufacturer suggests. There's usually an instruction card that comes with it. So one thing I want to talk about is the nozzle, the spray that comes out. You can see this one is a little bit wide, and that's because inside the screw is blocking it, like put opening your thumb over the end of a hose, over the end of a garden hose. It kind of spreads it out. So I'll show you what that looks like, and then we can adjust it. So this particular one is a little flathead. It's a Rainbird, but you can use any small flathead screwdriver. And you put this down through the top, there's an opening. And rotate your screwdriver around until it locks in place. You can feel it catch. And then lefty loosey, righty tighty, will actually bring that thumb screw up. Change the pattern there. See, it's a little narrower there. Just need more, and it gets quite narrow there. But it is also shooting pretty far. So that's why this one in particular had been adjusted down. It does change the effectiveness, so you have to be careful about it, but that's how you do it. So you can see it's not blocking the stream, but as I turn this down to the right, it starts spreading it out even more. So this is a rotor head with the thumb screw screwed almost all the way down. You can see that the arch is pointing down instead of up. So that nozzle should be going about 30 feet, and it's spraying the ground about 5 feet in front of it. So here is a rotor head that has been damaged but still functioning. You can see the adjustment screws inside and the spray leaving it. So this is an impact rotor. You can see that it shoots a good distance, puts out a lot of water, and they obviously have impact because it shoots a solid stream, and then there's another piece here that hits it and impacts it. You can adjust these down here at the bottom. You can see by moving that and moving this, you can make it go different directions. Right here, you can see it's clicking on the right, and then it hits the left and adjusts itself back. There's also a thumb screw right here. You can screw that in, and it will adjust that spray. So regarding those impact rotors, the ones with the large heads that make the noise when they run, if you need to have them go in 360 degrees, like if they're in the middle of a yard, how do you do that? I'll show you. So there's a clip right here. When you flip it down, it won't go 360 degrees because it hits the knob, the tabs on both sides, you can see. But if you want it to go 360 degrees, flip that up, and now there's nothing stopping it. It'll go 360 degrees. So here's one disadvantage to these impact rotor heads. This head pops up, and there's a big opening down below it, and a lot of stuff can get down inside, and it can prevent it from operating correctly. So like this one, for example, there's grass going inside of it, which is hindering it from operating the way it should. So this is what it looks like inside the impact rotor when it's cleaned out. I hope you enjoyed it, and let's get back to work.